All right. We're coming back out of recess. It is 1:34. And I believe we passed number 11. Is that correct? So we're down to 12. Okay, number 12 is approval requested from Sheriff's Office to coordinate with TxDOT and seek permission for flock safety to install ALPR cameras within the TxDOT right-of-way on behalf of Brazos County.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 13 is request from Sheriff's Office to approve an amended multiple use agreement between TxDOT and Brazos County to install LPR license plate reader trailers within the right-of-ways, highway right-of-ways.
Move approval. Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 14 is approval of guidelines and criteria for granting Chapter 312 abatements in Brazos County.
Move for approval.
I second it, but
Oh,
subject,
sorry. Go ahead.
subject to the corrections that we identified during the
It's
workshop.
okay, if you gotta speak into the mic instead of speaking.
Okay.
I can't hear you.
I second it, subject to the corrections that we identified that need to be made during the workshop
Okay,
to the document.
okay, gotcha. So did you have a second?
Yes, got a motion and a second to approve it based on the corrections that were requested this morning.
Commissioners, just to clarify the corrections that were made for the record, on page 1 of the guidelines, there was a request to move on point 2 for whereas Brazos County may compete. And then on page 7, on D and E, there was a request to change the word wishes to choose and chooses based on the proper usage there. And those were the only changes.
That's correct.
Okay.
On D and E.
Yes, sir.
Chooses, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we've got a
Thank
motion, we got a motion and a second with those changes.
Yes, sir.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Oh, excuse me.
Had a speaker signed in, I don't know if he's here, but Mike Sutherland had signed in to speak on this item.
Mike Sutherland? Yeah,
I'm saying.
I don't see him here. So, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 15 is approval of amendment number 1, contract 25-100R to renew the following professional services contract for 1 additional year. This is the final renewal option. All contracts will be resolicited next year.
Move for approval A through C.
Second?
Motion made, seconded, discussion.
Judge, I just want to beat Charles up because I hit him on this every single time. I hate when we automatically renew somebody. But Charles, I see you back there in the crying room. Are you crying? You know I hate those things. But at least you did put the caveat in there that next year you will go out for rebid.
Yes, sir.
And I'm glad these are all local businesses. I think that's wonderful.
Well, you
But-
can't have your cake and eat it too. Local or renew.
Yeah, but I'm used to
No,
it.
it's the Delaware Office of Kerr Surveying, Fred.
We also to clarify, we don't just automatically renew them. We do check with the departments to make sure that they're performing their services admirably. We don't have any outstanding issues, stuff like
Every
that.
week you're renewing, or every time we have a commissioners meeting, you're renewing somebody.
We
So
try to
watching
provide
it.
good customer service to all of our departments, and that requires many different contracts and
At
levels
different
of service
times.
at different times.
So they change.
Hey, you stay out of this.
Thank you.
Okay. We got a motion and a second then. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 16 is approval of change order to number 1 to CIP 25-531, Brazos County Administration Building with Flintco in the amount of $974,949.83, increasing the contract to the amount of $15,839,839 $5,949.83 to extend the scope of work.
Move for approval.
Second?
Motion made, seconded. Discussion.
No, sir. Okay.
All in favor say aye.
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 Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Jody Quimby,
What?
not here. Peter Michelina.
Hey, good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners. Good to see y'all after lunch. So I had a couple of questions here. One of my main concerns is the continuation of change orders that are going to be approaching this project. So just for some background, y'all may not know this, but I am a certified building inspector for commercial and residential buildings. I was also a field engineer for a while, so I have a little bit of experience when it comes to construction. Not as much as the older gentlemen have, but I've been there for a little bit. When I'm looking through this document, one of the concerns that I'm seeing that weren't addressed was the general conditions and general requirements, line item number 12 on page 1 of 2 of the Flint Code change notification. There's a $232,000 for general conditions, general requirements. That wasn't broken down in the rest of the documents, and that is going to be approved here, and there wasn't any attachment for that. Also, ASI-01, which is what is referenced for the majority of these change orders, was also not attached, and none of that information was provided for review. One of the other things here that I'm noticing as I go through this, when it goes to the item descriptions for what's being demoed, what's noted here when it comes to to demolition is specifically the demolition of the exterior, as we saw in the pictures, the exterior sheathing, removing the drywall, electrical conduit, mechanical ductwork. So there is nothing in this that is going to be talking about replacing that electrical or replacing the ductwork or any of the insulation or any of the studs that's going on the exterior walls as well. So when you're removing the exterior sheathing on these buildings, you're also removing the insulation and you're removing the studs. Whenever you're making changes like this, you also have to comply with the new energy code that does require different types of insulation to be installed. So what I'm getting at here is that there's going to be further construction that's going to need to happen to replace what is being demoed, and I don't see it addressed in this change order. So my concern is now that there's going to be another change order that will be brought up at a later point, and I'm sure someone is standing up over my shoulder to come ahead and address this. But the architect instructions is a total going to continue to increase. There's also plumbing. I know that he mentioned as well that there was copper being used over PVC, which seems cost ineffective as well. So yeah, that's what my concerns were, is how they're going to address the energy code compliance, the insulation, the studs that are going to have to be replaced, the sheetrock that's going to have to be replaced, as well as the line item for $232,000. And then just see if I get some quick answers on that. I think that would be great.
Here comes our county stud.
Do you mind if I stay up here?
Sure. So the general requirements are a calculation of their contracted general requirements divided by the original length of the contract applied to the additional 2 months of time. And so that's where that number comes from. The putback of a lot of that is already in the job. So we knew going into the job we were going to get new brick, new moisture barrier. We just didn't know the condition of that exterior sheathing, and so that's the only piece on the envelope work that is new. And the putback of that is part of the pricing that's in there. There are a couple other areas in there that do have additional demo that we found. Walls that existed that we didn't know that existed, and so that it is stuff that is coming out, but then nothing is going back into place for it. So that's why there's a little bit in there that doesn't show any putback. So
But
there will be a couple items that do come up in the future to accommodate for some of those, but they'll be much smaller items. And to Commissioner Brown's, I think we'll handle those through contingency. It'll be a lot smaller dollars. So.
But the change order doesn't impact the original plan to insulate and meet all
No,
the
ma'am.
coding for
No,
all of that?
all of that was
and
in the
all of
original
stuff that you're
job.
gonna put back, the change order is specific to what is needed, but in terms of what goes back in, that's
Yes.
already accounted for by code. Yes, ma'am. He doesn't have to have time, does he?
Sorry. Yes. So these plans all went through the city and were permitted by the city planning and engineering departments, and they're the ones holding us to the code requirements. So,
Right.
yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. We got a motion and a second, correct? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 17 is approval of deductive change order CIP 25-583, Brazos County Bridge Scour Repair, Dillashaw Tap Road, Solid Bridge construction for $20,000, decreasing the total amount of the contract to $441,159.
Now, that's my kind of deal, Judge.
Move for approval.
Second?
That was Chuck's precinct, you know. Motion made, seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 18 is approval of RFQ 26-079 appraisal services. Recommended award is Angel Evaluation Services.
Move for approval.
Second?
Motion made, seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 19 is approval of contract 26-083 parking equipment, software, and services with Vin Park Corporation.
Move for approval.
Second?
Motion made, seconded, and we've got a couple of, Kathy Beans wants to speak.
As you may know, the Roy Kelly parking garage has been a bee in my bonnet since we talked about this January of '25. And the question that I put to the court at that time was, why are we doing this? And the answer was, because I think it's a good idea. The answer was, because we're going to get it back anyway. But that's not what the point was that I was trying to make. And today's agenda item 19 is just a bit of that picture. If you take $3,000 a month and you increase it each year by the 3% allowable, at the end of 5 years, that's $191,000 for the term of that contract. But it's not just 5 years. We acquired an additional 20 years of obligation when we took that parking garage back. That's $1 million just for this one part of today's agenda. So when I asked you last year, why are we taking this project back? Why are we not letting the transit district maintain the responsibility for it? You had no answers for me. Nobody had the costs that were going to be accrued. Ms. Watson, I know you had talked at one point about pest control, alarm monitoring, fire extinguishers, sprinkler systems, all these expenses for a garage that we didn't have to take on those responsibilities. And it's an example of the lack of transparency and the spending of this court that doesn't seem to take into consideration the taxpayers. And Mr. Brown was the only one who voted against that, and I appreciate that.
Okay. So the transit district has been losing money on that garage because we are the primary user of that. The employees, jury services are the primary users of that garage. So either the transit district was going to raise the rates that we were going to use, we were going to have to pay for it, or we could take the thing over. I mean, really, frankly, one way or the other, we were going to pay for it.
But we never knew what the cost was going to be. We just blindly went into it without doing the accounting. We didn't know what I heard nothing here about the transit district. How much are they underwater? How much are we using it? How much are the other counties involved using it?
I mean,
none of that was taken into consideration.
Well, certainly it was taken into consideration. The problem was that they weren't gonna continue down that road and have us have the benefit of that we've had for years, and I appreciate everything that they've done and the things that they've continued to do, but at some point that was gonna change, and it was gonna change in the fairly near future.
And that's in addition to the $320,000 we pay every year towards the transit district usage.
I
And
mean-
A&M is probably the biggest user of it, but the county has to pay for it and the county taxpayers. And I don't think it was open to have that on the agenda back in January of '25 without the explanation of why.
You said that A&M's the biggest user of it? Did I misunderstood you?
I am presuming, because I did a FOIA request for their ridership, but they wanted $300 for me to get that information, and I can't afford to pay for the information from the transit district. So I'm assuming that a lot of the ridership is from A&M.
So I don't have dates, let me say this, I don't have dates and I don't have time, but if you remember, the transit district was able through federal funding to build that building by the
Yes.
tune of several millions of dollars.
Yes.
That the county did not have to expend. So if you, again, I'm in my old counting days, if you amortize the cost of that facility that we did not have to build based on the expenditures that we now have to have, in addition to the usage that we have for that building, I don't necessarily think that that's a bad deal. It's almost like, maybe if you want to call it deferred payment, you know, I don't know, again, how long it's been, it was before my time. But we didn't have to build the building, it cost billions of dollars. So now, in order, because we still use it, I mean, it's like right now, because of the construction that's going on, all of our staff park in the parking garage. Do we pay for that?
No.
But so all of our staff right now park in the parking garage.
They've always had, even the agreement in 2008 with the transit district,
But
the agreement
nonetheless-
stated that our employees would
Nonetheless,
park
it is-
there for free.
It is necessary for us, the county, to use. It is necessary for the court people to use. So it's a necessary, we have to have parking in this area for the administration building
I
and for
agree.
the court. And so therefore, either way, we gotta have some kind, we've got to provide parking. I understand you want to be fiscally responsible, but we need the building. We use the building the most. A&M uses it on football game weekends, so that's not all the time.
But we had all those benefits before reacquiring 20 years
Yes,
of a
but
contract.
Either way, somewhere, as he said, they were gonna raise the price on us. The cost is going to, there are some costs that the county has to expend that are necessary expenses for the operation of the county. It may not, I understand it's not popular, I understand tax savings. We, I think, are very responsible in how we do it, but there are some expenses that we have to incur because we have to operate the county. And so that's my response, and I'm sorry, Judge, I jumped
No,
over
that's
there.
fine,
But
that's
I'm
fine.
just thinking about how many millions y'all, that building cost that we didn't have to expend, and now it's our turn to have to pay some part of the piper's bill.
So
It's come due.
I'm inferring that what you're saying is when the county gave that property to the transit district, we knew that we were going to take millions of dollars 20 years before the end of the contract back in responsibilities. Is that
Well,
right?
There was nothing in writing that said that we were gonna get, parking there for free.
I think
That
there,
was it. I'm pretty sure that was a gentleman's agreement. We gave a deed.
I'll look at the deed, I have it in my
Look at the
notebook.
deed. I know we would get, juror services, but there was no, I may be wrong, but I don't believe that there was anything in writing that guaranteed that they would do that for free.
I'll look
Judge,
at
what
the
ma-
deed.
Perhaps a way to put this to rest is if we had a number of all the people that park there, both jury services, employees of the courts, all of our people, and you multiply that times minimum $10 a day, times 5 days a week, it's a bargain when you look at that. And let me clarify something with you, because the Vice Chancellor of Transportation at A&M is a good friend of mine. He said A&M students don't ride in the green buses at all. They only use the A&M buses.
Well, maybe you can get the report that actually shows ridership. I know you got total numbers, but never actually the
I
schedules.
passed 6 buses yesterday between College Station and Bryan, the big green buses, and there wasn't a single person on any of the 6. So-
Right.
so I do notice that every day.
And ridership on the buses is totally different than the garage. I mean, that's a different.
Yes, I understand that, and they still have
I think it
they
depends on
have
the
the
time of
bus.
day, too.
I'm
But if-
just saying that we took on, we terminated a 40-year lease 20 years early and took 20 years' worth of financial liability that was not in the original agreement that the county made with the transit district. That's my point. Thank you.
We really do need to find out the total number of people that park there during a normal week and multiply that by a minimum of $10 a day. You go to Houston or Dallas, you're gonna pay $20 or $25 a day.
Bob, do you have some information, since you're standing there, in a suit and a jacket, no less? You clean up well.
Thank you. Bob Lampkin, Facility Services, Judge, Commissioners. The new system that we have, the new parking system they installed in September, we have all that data. So we can tell you, how many people park there. If you want to put a rate against that, an hourly rate, whatever it is, we can give you that exact number. The new
That would be
system.
great.
Okay. So the new system, again, we can look at events like, the game day weekend, where they used to set out and collect cash, $5, the transit district did. We now turn the system on, it runs, people scan their QR code, they go out, we get all that data as well. The old system that was in there previously, the old gate and ticketing system, basically the fee that we're talking about here, the $3,000 a month, used to be $3,500. That was, again, a ticketing system. It was, you couldn't collect data, you didn't know how many people pulled in. The kiosks were broken, you couldn't accept cash anymore. We don't accept cash now, with the new system, but none of that worked. This system now, and if you had to call at 3 a.m., they would call, it'd roll to somebody's cell phone. If they didn't pick up, then the City of Bryan Police Department would respond. For us, the current system is manned 24/7. You hit the help button, somebody picks that up at 3 a.m., somebody picks that up at 7 a.m. when somebody's coming in the gate. Again, the system itself is, I can run it from my phone, sitting here. You want me to add your vehicle in there, I can do that from the back. I mean, it's a very technology-wise, it is way farther ahead than we were on anything else. And like I said, I can pull dates. I can tell you how long somebody was in the garage. I can tell you how, if they were there for 5 minutes or they were there for 3 hours. We can pull all that data.
If you can get us that, I think it'd be easy for us to justify the cost.
Yeah.
Just between jury services and all the employees of both buildings.
Yeah, I can get you all that. Like I said, on the date, we have 400 employees that don't park there daily. We have 400 passes that are issued to employees to be able to park. We're probably on the average now about 275 a day that are parking there at one time or another. And again, if you did it on an hourly fee, it would be, if they parked there the whole day, it would be, because we only charge $1 an hour currently, so it'd be, $8 to $9 if they stayed over lunchtime.
Yeah.
But again, I can get that data for you and get it over to you probably by the end of the week.
That'd be great. Thank you so much.
Okay. Any other questions on that, on the new system? Like I said, it what it does compared to what we had before, there's no touch in the system. I mean, if somebody gets a new vehicle, they drive in, it reads their license plate. When they drive out, it says, is this a one-time use, or do you want to add this to your parking pass? You click on the kiosk, it adds it to your parking pass, and you're good to go for the future. So it is, it's made our lives easier. I think we were anticipating calls, that the SO would be out somewhere in the county and they get a call at 3 a.m. that somebody can't get out of the parking garage because they were down at the bars or something. They closed, they're ready to get out, the thing won't open. They don't have to respond to that. They hit the kiosk button and they're responding. They can see that, they can see the car with the cameras, they can see the license plate, they can see everything. So it has helped us out significantly.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
Right.
Peter Michelini, did you want to speak?
I think this will be the last time you'll see me today. I'll be sitting here. But I wanted to talk about this from a different perspective. Looking at the contract, I printed it off here. So one of the things I noticed, and I'm with Commissioner Brown on this a lot, this is a company from Boston, Massachusetts. And I'm really big on at least finding a company that's local and maybe at least one in Texas to at least stimulate our local economy.
Amen.
So I wasn't sure if that was something that was taken into consideration when we went through the bid process. And that's really what I'm wondering here. One of the things that it notices here, obviously aside from the $3,000 with the increase of $3,000, I wanted to call attention to the technician hourly rates whenever there is a problem. I wasn't sure if y'all had looked at this, but a technician, whenever they're called out, obviously aside from just a regular maintenance where they can do the 24/7 remote hands technical support that he's discussing here a second ago, it's $288 an hour for a technician to come down and fix this. And that's 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. If, God forbid, he has to come after 4 p.m., it's $378 an hour. Any problems on the weekend, you're now talking about $467 an hour to have a technician come and work on this system.
Well, that's because of the airline flight from Pennsylvania down here.
And the dinner, and the hotel. And so I get that. When you're looking at a company that's outside of the state, you're going to incur these extra costs. So my concern is really not so much, which I do agree with Ms. Vines when it comes to the recurring fees, but whenever we start having problems, you start incurring these costs over a period of time, and what's that going to cost us? So I was wondering if there was, during the bid process, any other companies looked at locally that might have had maybe some more competitive rates. I'm sure that with A&M and the airports and something else, there might be another system that didn't have a lead time of 4 to 6 weeks for a digital display, or a gate barrier of 6 to 8 weeks, or technicians that didn't cost close to $500 an hour on the weekends. So see if I can get an answer, or if there was any conversation regarding that.
So, the system as it exists was purchased by the transit district. So they paid the upfront capital cost for that system, and then we took the system over from an operating perspective. So I don't know what their process was or anything else. I know that, again, they paid, there was options to pay, pay the capital up front and do the operating, which was much less. That's the $3,000. I think if we hadn't paid the capital up front, it'd be $7,000 monthly, so we can thank them. I mean, while we sometimes may be frustrated about things, we can thank them that they paid for that up front. We didn't incur that capital cost on the equipment. The only time we've had to use the, basically have somebody come out and do repairs, we had a individual who ran into the gate a couple of weeks, I guess it's probably been about 6 weeks ago. They hit the gate. I contacted them as I was walking over from the facility services building to the parking garage, contacted support, told them what was going on. They reviewed the camera thing. They got the gate back in operation. Somebody was here to fix that later that day. The total cost for that was $300. They drove over. They do have people in Austin that will respond to our calls. They're not coming from Boston and flying in. And they, with that, we also learned something that day that there's things we can fix on the system. And so, it would just be parts for us in the future. So it's not a technician coming out. As long as we've got the parts in-house, we can do that. So we've got spare. There's basically a sacrificial part of that gate that if somebody hits it, we've got that piece to replace, and it's basically the two parts is $125 total. With that individual, I think they came forward and they were responsible for paying for the repair, so that the county didn't incur any cost, to that.
Thank you, Donald.
Well, and you have to keep in mind, now, I did some quick math here, and you gotta remember that I was president of my Algebra 1 class for 3 years in a row. But I figured at 250 people a day, at $10 a day, that's $2,500 a day. Times in a month, that's 5 days a week, that's $50,000 a month, and in a year, that's $600,000 that we would be paying if we didn't own it. And I'm still not an advocate of owning that thing, but still, I'm trying to draw the parallel between what it's worth to us as a county to have a place for our employees and for the people that come to the courts.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
And I think that math's pretty good.
I just want to say thank you, Judge. I appreciate the response to the questions and the transparency.
Okay, thank you. I think that was the last one to speak on 19. We've got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 20 is permission to advertise RFQ 26-085, independent auditors for Brazos County.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, and Cindy Wiley wanted to speak on that.
Just a quick question. Are we looking because the auditors we've currently been using are no longer going to want to do our audits, or are we just doing this in a timely fashion?
I'm pretty sure this is kind of coming up on a 3 or 5 year renewal, and probably it's time
To time in, time out kind of
yeah.
thing? Okay.
That's something Fred always wants to talk about.
Congratulations, Charles. You came out of that cry room fast over that one.
Any questions, Cindy?
Yes, we're at the end of the term of this contract, so we'll go out for requests for
Proposal.
proposals. Thank you. Actually, it says quote, but it's really proposals, isn't it? Okay. For qualifications. Oh, Q is qualifications. Sorry. See, I'm not a purchasing person. There you go. So yeah, we will go out for this and have someone in line for this would be for our FY26 audit. Yes, thank you.
All right, thanks, Marcy. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 21 is approval of the following committee, RFQ 26-085, independent auditors, Brazos County.
Move for approval A through F.
Second?
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 22 is consider and take action on Brazos Wi-Fi utility permit to construct a road bore under the following county road located in Willow Bend subdivision, sites located in precinct 2.
Move for approval A through C.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 23 is consider and take action on Brazos Wi-Fi utility permit to construct 5 road bores under Harvey Ranch Road located within Cook Crossing subdivision, sites located in precinct 2.
Move for approval.
Second?
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in
Or-
favor?
Go ahead.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 24 is consider and take action on Brazos Wi-Fi utility permit to directional bore 6,250 feet of fiber optic conduit within the right-of-way of Hardy Whedon Road for internet services. Project will also include 5 road bores, sites located in precinct 2.
Move for approval.
Second?
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 25 is consider and take action on the Bryan, Texas Utilities cost estimate of $110,912.72 to relocate the existing 3-phase power line. Work is needed to accommodate proposed widening of Democrat Road, sites located in precinct 2.
Move for approval.
Second?
Motion made, seconded, discussion.
Judge, I'm gonna recuse myself from this because of my being on the BTU board. Don't wanna appear to be in any type of conflict.
Okay. All in,
I just want to reiterate, the county only secured the right-of-ways in summer of '24, so this is progress moving forward. Takes a while to get all these utilities moved, but we're really excited to see it happening. Really excited to see Democrat Road widening moving forward.
all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed would be none and 1
Abstain.
abstention. Okay, motion carries. Number 26 is consider to take action on Comcast utility permit to directional bore fiber conduit under and within the following county roads, sites located in precinct 2.
Move for approval A through G.
Second?
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 27 is approval of an estimate of, in the amount of $20,100.10 from K. Pascal to replace, relocate existing fencing that was acquired during right-of-way acquisition for the proposed widening of Jones Road. Brazos County never built the replacement fencing, sites located in precinct 4.
Move approval?
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 28 is approval of expenditure of journal entry for the Brazos County's first quarter contribution for the Texas County Specialty Court Program for fiscal year 2025-2026 in the amount of $49,446.81. This is a budgeted expense for the support of the Specialty Court Program for FY 2025-26.
Judge, I just want to clarify that that's the Brazos County Specialty Court Program.
Did I speak on it?
Yes, sir.
Oh, in support of the Brazos County Specialty Court Program, okay.
Move for approval.
Second?
Motion made, seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 29 is approval of treasurer's report for November 2025.
Move for approval.
Second.
Second, I'm sorry.
Christian, I was beginning to wonder there for a minute.
Well, I'm not the only voice here.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 30 is Commissioners Court minutes for the following dates.
Move for approval A through D.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 31 is budget amendments, FY 2025-26 budget amendments, 11.01 through 11.03.
Move for approval.
Second?
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Christine Schmidt.
Christine Schimick, Precinct 2. And I listed all three of those because I wasn't sure which one was which, and they all kind of go together. Let's see. So I'm looking through this, and there are 4 parties in this contract agreement: A&M, College Station, Bryan, and Brazos County. Their Exhibit A includes quite the wish list for a plan that will cost only $300,000. It's in College Station, and it's College Station's wish list, but they can't afford to pay for the planning stage. So Bryan, A&M, and Brazos County are all signing up to help. Seriously, are we expected to believe that $300,000 is all it's going to take to finish this plan? This will become a money pit, probably running into the billions. For what? So College Station can have a downtown? How long until College Station is out of money and asking for more? Okay, let's get back to Exhibit A. The wish list includes this elaborate graded road project, which is a multi-level stadium-style conglomerate. I have a picture from 2018 bcrma.org document, and this document was on the website. The title is A Resolution Supporting the Creation of the Brazos County Regional Mobility Authority. And I don't know if y'all can see this, but it's a stadium. It's a multi-level stadium. And it was, this picture was designed in 2018. I mean, it's beautiful, it's multi-level, utopian, quite the conglomerate, but what's missing? It's at University in Basel. What is missing from this picture? I'll tell you what's missing is the developer's high-rise boom that's taking place in College Station all along Northgate near University and just off Main Street. So when the plan calls for tunneling traffic between these brand new university multi-story buildings, what's going to happen when digging the tunnels comes too close to the foundations in these towering high-rise buildings? If people are injured or die, do you really believe that a hold harmless clause will remove liability from everyone except College Station? It's in College Station, it's their liability, right? That's what they're telling us. That's what the agreement says. Do you believe that College Station City Council will step in and say, hey, we take all liability here? It's in the hold harmless clause. Remember, this is a city council that signed an NDA to hide the fact that they plan to use taxpayer money to fund a data center without the citizens learning about it until it was too late to stop it.
Excuse me, they did stop it. Yeah.
They did stop it. They did stop it because over 100 folks, you included, showed up.
Yes.
But there was an NDA signed. So if they can't be trusted with something like this, how can they be trusted with hold harmless? This is the question that I have. In Bryan City Council, they denied their role in the medians until Carol Hall sat 3 weeks at City Hall reading every single FOIA'd email and provided receipts that clearly indicated their leading role in these medians. Okay, so what, they can't even put up signs to warn traffic that you can't turn left ahead. We're supposed to believe that the city council will accept liability and they have planning capabilities for a project of this magnitude. And let's talk about this hold harmless clause. Hold harmless clause.
I'm sorry, that's your time.
There was no time on it.
Didn't show up. She didn't.
Hold harmless is not what you think it is.
Good afternoon, Commissioners Court, Nina Payne, Budget Officer. This is a budget amendment based on the MPO presentation by Director Dan Rudge that was presented to the court back in January. This is not a Brazos County project, nor is it a city or Texas A&M project. This is an MPO project.
The basis of this project is to have all entities come together for a study that is needed. Commissioners Court has approved this, the $40,000 for Brazos County to contribute to this project. The one thing is that the county is the kind of like the bankers for all entities for the MPO, and so that's why you have the two budget amendments coming from A&M and City of, I think, College Station or City of Bryan coming to us, and so we manage the funding for the MPO. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. We're going to skip number 32 and we'll come back to it after executive session. 33 is payment of claims. Approval of payment of claims.
So moved.
We didn't need to do.
Second.
32, we coming back to that?
Yeah, we'll
Okay,
come back.
that's what I thought I heard, I wasn't sure what you were saying.
I seconded 33.
Okay.
And I first did 33.
We got a motion and a second on 33. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 35, we're going to skip number 34 and go down to number 35. Consider possible action, no, I'm 36. Acknowledgement of the appointment of Kim DeMitt to the Criminal Justice Advisory Committee as a citizen representative. Number 37 is acknowledgement of the FY 2025 racial profiling report from Brazos County Constable Precinct 1. 38 is acknowledgement of the FY 2025 racial profiling report from Brazos County Constable Precinct 3. 39 is acknowledgement of the investment report for the quarter ending December 31st, 2025. 40 is acknowledgement of the monthly report submitted in February of 2026. 41 is acknowledgement of the FY 2025-26 budget actuals by fund as of February 16th, 2026, and an acknowledgement of the FY 2025-26 contingency budget actuals by fund as of February 16th, 2025. 42 is in February 16th, 20, by fund as of February 16th, 2026. Okay. 42 is an announcement of interest items and possible future agenda topics. And this is a reminder of all department heads and elected officials that all capital requests for FY 2027 will be entered into the service now no later than Friday, March 13th, 2026. Are there any other announcements?
Yes, Judge.
Nina?
So, March 31st, I'm sorry, Nina, were you getting ready to?
No, I was just going to reiterate how important it is for all department heads and elected officials to please turn in their capital requests so we can start the planning process. It takes quite a bit to review all the requests, and we want to make sure that we're able to plan and bring it to the court perfectly. And this includes the Commissioner's Court too, so if you have any plans, please visit with Trevor and I, and we could start, the process. But March 13th is our deadline. So thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
ESD 1 is having their 5th Tuesday at Station 6 on March 31st. The address is 11770 Walnut Road in College Station. I'll be out there also from 5 to 7 as a station day, so if you have questions about the county or Precinct 1, please come out and ask. So that's March 31st at the Station 6 of the Southern Brazos County Fire Department.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner. Any other announcements?
Is the county closing down for spring break?
Not that I know of. Okay, we're going to move back up to number 34 and convene an executive session pursuant to the following. We've taken care of number A, so.
We do have another issue under A, Judge.
I beg your pardon?
We do have an additional issue under A.
Oh, we do have an additional?
Yes.
Okay.
And that one will be Prothena, myself, and Aubrey.
Okay, all right. So we are going to Texas Government Code 551.071 to consult with an attorney about pending and contemplated litigation and/or settlement offer B would be Texas Government Code 551.0725 to deliberate business and financial issues related to a contract being negotiated. C is Texas Government Code 551.087 for deliberation regarding economic development negotiations. D is Texas Government Code 551.074 to discuss the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of county personnel. E is Texas Government Code 551.074 to discuss the appointment, employment, evaluation, assignment, duties, discipline, or the dismissal of the veteran service officer. F is Texas Government Code 551.074 to discuss the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment of duties, discipline, or dismissal of Assistant General Counsel. And G, Texas Government Code 551.074 to discuss the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of General Counsel. And I guess we'll start with A then, and
Judge, I just wanted to clarify for the record, you read out B. It was my understanding that we don't have the contract being negotiated, is that correct?
We do not.
Okay, we won't be deliberating on that.
so we won't do number B?
You sure, Martha?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So with A, do you have the list of, Ed, I don't know that I've got a list of who needs to come in. That's, is it up here?
For A, I do know that Prathana, myself, and Aubrey. For C, it should be Kimberly, myself, and Aubrey.
Okay. And then-
D, Aubrey, Ed, Jennifer, Rihanna, Nina, and Dr. Derrickson. E, we've got two under D. We also need Julie in a second one under D. Under E, Aubrey, Ed, Jennifer, and Rihanna, and then F, Aubrey, Ed, Jennifer, and Rihanna.
Okay. So, we'll start out with, A, which is Aubrey, you, of course, the court, Jennifer and Rihanna,
No, Prathana.
and Prathana.
And the time,
And
Judge?
the time is 2:21. All right. We're coming out of executive session. It's 3:55. There's no action to be taken. Next item is to adjourn. Oh,
Personal action.
oh, man. I
The
did.
32.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I guess we better
We
go
may
back
want-
up there. All right, so we're going back up to number 32. I'll need a motion in a second.
A motion to approve?
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve 32. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Next item is to adjourn.